Hey, welcome back. First, just shameless self-promotion. If you happen to be watching these little Dharma talks on the YouTube, if you could hit like and subscribe, we're really getting some great momentum, and it's the intention of this channel to spread love and light and wisdom to all who are seeking it the best we can. So thank you for liking and subscribing. It really makes a difference, and the word is the word's really getting out there. So thank you. So I find inevitably that my life experiences, they're always teaching me something. And if I pay attention, the so-called coincidences are anything but they're quite meaningful for me. And I'm noticing as the weather turned cold and the new place where I live, apparently it was built without insulation. So it gets terrifically cold and space heaters are the order of the day so that I don't die. But I've also discovered that the space heaters and the way that this room that I'm living in, where I'm sleeping, it's not wired up for a lot of amps or volts, I guess. So I'm always blowing the circuits. Because, I've got 97 musical instruments and I'm just cameras and lights, and boy, I am just sucking it up. So I turn on a space heater or two when I'm freezing to death, and poof, lights go out. And so, hmm, I talked to an electrician friend of mine because I'm as baffled by electricity as anybody else. And I said, hey, let's just slap in a much larger breaker circuit into the fuse box. Forgive me if you're an electrician and my language is preposterous and ridiculous, but I think you'll get the idea. I said, let's just slap in a big old brand new circuit breaker. And he goes, oh, Greg, that's such a clever idea. Let me help you out and help you to understand. The reason those breakers are there is that it keeps too much power or voltage or something, juice, from going into those wires, and it keeps your house from burning down. And I was like, oh, I get it. And I was going, and I began to think to myself, isn't that exactly what God, love, source, our higher power does to us, or we do to ourselves to some degree? If we were to suddenly get a lot more power in our life, and our problem was anger or resentment or bitterness or ethical issues or more addiction or some complication, all more power is going to do is make things worse. And perhaps we have a loving higher power that has a circuit breaker on us so that we don't burn our house down. Now, occasionally through self-will and through force and through more and more free will, we can wrest more power into our lives and we can burn our house down. Now, I know that language may seem extreme to normal, sensible folk, but some of us have, quote, burned our house down by using too much power in the wrong way. So, in the recovery movement, there's actually two steps of the 12-step program where we're actually asked to look at our character defects, the way that we use power improperly, to, uh, how can I characterize these quickly? The seven deadly sins. So if we were to get more power, we would turn it into more greed, more lust, more gluttony, more anger, more resentment. But fortunately, we've begun to wake up in our spiritual activities, either through wisdom, humility, or at gunpoint, so to speak, to begin to ask to have the way that we use power tempered and redirected. This takes a very long time. It takes a lifetime. But slowly but surely, our higher power will realize our wiring. So much of our spiritual work is to be rewired, and it happens at levels far beyond our conscious capacity. This is why we need a power and a wisdom and a supervisor, a manager, if you will, to orchestrate a curriculum for ourselves such that we use power more wisely. Otherwise, the addict is going to become more addicted. The thief is going to steal more. I think you get the point. More power equals more trouble. So sometimes we end up in a condition of powerlessness. All of our power is retracted. It's called addition by subtraction, as all of our power is taken away and we're put in timeout. so that we can begin to be rewired, redirected, and shape ourselves so that we become better home appliances. Anyway, may our circuit breakers all be expanded, and may we all be actively engaged in having how we use our power tempered and redirected. And when that happens, we become a light in the world. Our wattage definitely increases, and we become a brighter and brighter light bulb, as all of you are. Okay, I'll see you all tomorrow.